Good afternoon, this is Ivan Amara. Hope you guys enjoyed my show I made earlier this morning. What'd you do before you made this video? I watched my show, then I walked to the store and I got slices at Bob's. Cheap though, that's why I'm saying I caved in today and I bought slices again. But tomorrow I'm not gonna get any slices. I'm gonna eat food at home. Obviously. Is Bob's better than Pizza? Yes, it is. Bob's is better than Pizza. Obviously. Your slices are better than Pizza. Pizza is more expensive, and Pizza has good slices too, but it's not as good as Bob's. Bob's has better garlic sauce. Their slices are better. They're bigger slices too, and it's cheaper. Pizza does have good side stuff though. Like their pizza's not the greatest, but they have like amazing wings. Like Bob's also has amazing side stuff too. They have amazing chicken strips with fries. They have amazing garlic bread. They have amazing subs. They have amazing wings too. So yeah, but I prefer Bob's over Pizza. But I mean, I'm saying yeah. That's why I'm gonna miss Bob's when I move to Vancouver with VJ, because Vancouver doesn't have Bob's Pizza. They don't have Velvet Pizza. These are all independent owned places, obviously. But the only thing that's good about Vancouver now, I can get Wendy's and Burger King, because there is no Wendy's and Burger King in Elmer. It's a small little town. When I move to Vancouver, I can get my Burger King and my Wendy's. As I like Burger King more than McDonald's, I like Wendy's more than McDonald's too. Obviously. McDonald's does have a bit of the more addicting taste, but it gets very annoying after a while. Burger King for me is better than McDonald's and Wendy's too, obviously. But I give Wendy's the edge over Burger King just because they have better fries. But their burgers are kind of like almost just as good. But Wendy's has better fries than Burger King. That's why I give it to Wendy's. But yeah, it's fucking hungry, guys. Yeah. What did you get, Ivan? I got a barbecue chicken. Slice. It's really good. Arguably one of my favorite slices at Bob's, right? But it's messy, the barbecue chicken. There's the sauce all over the place, but yeah. I haven't chosen more of your book. No. I already spoiled enough with volume 1 and volume 2. I don't want to spoil so from them. Yeah. You guys are buying my book. I don't want to spoil the story for you, man. You'll see what I read the book. I don't want to spoil the story for you. That's why I didn't show you volume 3. Oh. That's why I didn't show you volume 3. Yeah, man. Well, I was just, man, how do you do it, man? Like, when I read your book, it's not it's not normal, Ivan. I just get a different feeling when I read it. How do you do that? Because all these authors, they write descriptions of the lands and what the characters are thinking and everything, and I get a different feeling. When I read your book, it's a different. It feels like life has a reading to the page. How do you do that, Ivan? I don't know, man. It's a gift I have. I don't know how to do it, man. God gave me the heavenly gift. It's just a gift. Yeah, but I don't get it though. Like these other authors write dialogue too, even more higher quality than your dialogue. Yet your story is so more entertaining. How do you do that, Ivan? The characters jump on the page. It's a gift I have. I don't know how to do it, man. Oh. It's a gift. Sorry, guys. This pizza's amazing. Yeah. Bob's has new homemade garlic. It's so good. It's better than the other one, right? The commercial one, but I mean, it's fucking amazing, man. The garlic dip is amazing. Yeah, I don't get it, man. Like, I read all these books, I don't get the same feeling. Is your book higher quality than those books? Well, by higher quality, what do you mean? In terms of story, entertainment, character work, it's higher quality, but the other books are higher quality in terms of the richness and depthness of the world building, the choice of words, the richness of the style of speech. It's higher quality than my book, even though I have beautiful written speech too. But my book is not even close on the level of Lord of the Rings, man. Lord of the Rings is fucking crazy, man. Or the ear of the sun rises. That's fucking like rich shit, man. But yeah, when you read it, it's not as entertaining. You get it. It feels more dry, Lord of the Rings, when you read it. My book, you don't get that feeling. It feels like life hasn't breathed into the page. You get a different feeling. Yeah, how do you do that? I don't know. It's a gift I have. I don't even say it's a gift. Honestly, guys, I don't have an answer to that. I just write and then I read it and then the characters I'm gonna read. I don't know how I do that. It's a gift I have. I don't seriously how you do that. I don't know, man. I don't know how I do that. It's just a gift, man. Yeah. I write dialogue. I write my scenes and I read it. The characters just somehow jump on the page and the stories are entertaining. I don't know. That's a gift I have. My father gave me the heavenly gift, right? That you guys don't have, right? Yeah. Yeah, we know it's a heavenly gift that your father gave you. Yeah, my father gave me the heavenly gift. It's a gift, obviously, that I have. I've been writing books on it, right? Just like I'm an amazing speaker. When I speak, I put on a show. It's the genes that I have, obviously. God gave me the genes to be an amazing speaker. That's why I'm an amazing speaker. Yeah, I mean, you're an amazing speaker. Yeah, it's like watching a show. I'm an amazing storyteller too, obviously. God gave me the gifts, obviously, right? I recommend you guys in Elmer go try Bob's Slices, man. With their new garlic dip. It's so good. Oh. Yeah, your book is sick, I know. It's a sick book. It's a book worth billions, man. Well, I've been telling you guys for years how my book is worth billions. I wasn't lying, man. It's a book worth billions. If I wasn't Son of God and I wrote this book, I'd be rich. I'd be the next J.K. Rowling. A story like Xanus would travel all over the world, man. It's a unique story, and it's not a normal book. It's a special book, man. It's unique. Obviously, yeah, it's unique, Xanus. That's why I've been telling you guys for years that Xanus is a unique novel. It's a unique story. It's very unique because the characters jump on the page, and it's so entertaining. You can binge it for hours, and I take you for a ride as you read, man. It's an amazing book, obviously. All right, at the end of volume 2, when they leave, that's not one of your most entertaining scenes. No, not at all. And that were you still hooked? Yeah, I was hooked, man. Like, And I trust that you will, yeah. You are still hooked because my book, even my non-big scenes are still entertaining scenes to keep you turning the page. They're still entertaining scenes. They're not the big scenes, but they're still entertaining. Yeah. I have enjoyed some more, no, guys. I know what's supposed to for you. Yeah. Yeah. Everything was amazing. Amazing pizza. Yeah. I do. The characters in the other novels jump onto page two. They do a little bit, but not like my book. My book, the characters, like, it feels like as if like life hasn't breathed onto the page, and the characters just come alive, and the story comes alive. It's very entertaining, and you get a different feeling. Like my book, it feels like spark hasn't breathed into the page. The other books are masterpieces, but it doesn't really feel like spark hasn't breathed into the page. It feels more dry. I gave the two examples of the two leaves, right? Two beautiful leaves. One is dry, the other one water. The water has breathed life into the leaf. You kind of get that same example in Bible prophecy. The two beautiful leaves represents both being masterpieces, but one is more dry, the other one is more fresh. It feels like life has been on the page. Did you see the difference there with Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones in my book? Yeah. Guys from Sarah. That pizza was good. My God. The end of volume two, that's not one of your most entertaining scenes. Oh, not at all, man. It's a pretty good scene, but it's not even close to one of my most entertaining scenes. And yet, were you still hooked reading it? Yeah, I've been like, but Tactics, we need to be at no tax. That's an order. I need you protecting these people, and I trust that you will. You understand? 996. I was like, yeah, that's not even close to one of my most entertaining scenes. Obviously, but I did show you guys quite a bit of my big scenes, obviously, in my book, right? Like the scene with Cornelius and Mary in the stable. That's one of my big scenes in that chapter. But there's a few other big scenes I didn't show you, obviously. Almost full story for you. Yeah. Sarah? Yeah. Yeah, Ivan, you sold me, man. Your book's a masterpiece, I know. It's a masterpiece, man. Yeah. I don't know, you really finished your book. Yeah, I finished my book a long time ago. Like, back in 2021, 4 years ago, I finished my book. But I have to go over the rest of volume three, just go over it and make sure I polish up some of the dialogue in terms of who you know's talking, that kind of stuff. I got to make sure I really check that, and that's it. And I go over. I have 2 chapters left in volume three, and I'm done. Obviously, I just gotta save like $1,500, $1,600. I'll have my proofreader. I'll go on Redzi. I'll find a fancy proofreader to proofread my book. I find someone to design my cover, my nice, beautiful red gold inscription cover, and my book's ready to use on Hulu. Yep. And I have the keys. I own the Xanus band. The gatekeepers don't own that. I own it. The only thing they can do is threaten me with death, but I own the rights to the book. And they know they can't guard the door on my Xanus band because I have the keys to the kingdom. They can't guard the door on my Xanus band. That's why they're pissed off. Fuck man, we dupe Victoria Justice. Like her keys are useless. The whole world tunes into VJ's stuff. But because she's under our power control, we can guard the door on her career, but we can't do that for Xanus. Ivan Xanus brand. And he knows we do VJ. I know you do VJ, you're gonna do me too. I'm not an idiot, man. That's why I'm not selling you zero. You're not touching down my money. There you go. The billions that are for me, VJ. It's not for you. You already make enough money in the world. You make your tens of trillions. These billions are for me, VJ. It's not for you. You know what I'm saying? I don't like what I'm saying. Yeah. I was your Islamic story really good? It was not bad, but it wasn't like not even close as things, man. But I got it after one try. There's some people it might take them 5, 6, 7, 8 tries to hone their craft in writing. Oh, so because I have the heavenly gift and the genes of God, after I wrote my Islamic story, I knew what worked, I knew what didn't work. And I stopped writing it. And I challenged myself, yeah, I want to write my own fantasy novel. I always wanted to write a fantasy novel because fantasy was always my favorite genre ever since I was a kid. I love the Chronicles of Narnia, and I love Lord of the Rings. But I was a big Chronicles of Narnia fan when I was a kid. I read like 5 of the 7 books. Four, yeah. I read Lion and Witch in the Wardrobe many times. I read Prince Caspian a few times. I read Silverchair. Silverchair was an amazing book. I read Last Battle a few times. Last Battle was an amazing book too. But the other books I didn't read. And I read a bit of Magician's Nephew. But I didn't read the whole thing. I might purchase Magician's Nephew and read it. That's the beginning of the story, obviously. But I mean, yeah. Was Horse and His Boy and Voyage on Treader, I did not read. So 2 books of the series I didn't read, but the other 5 I read. Well, other 4.5 I read. I read like a good, like, I don't know, 100 pages of Magician's Nephew and I stopped reading it. Let's see. and I challenged myself, yeah, I want to write my own fantasy novel. I remember this was back in 2011. Towards the end of 2011, I remember I started brainstorming Xanus, and I came up with the upper lands and lower lands. I came up with a lot of all the character names, Eratat's the Wolf King. But a lot of what I brainstormed, I made some changes to my story, obviously, but I had a foundation. And then starting in 2013, I started writing down my first prologue. The first prologue was pretty good, but it was more telling than showing. That's why I rewrote it in the hospital. Obviously, and the new prologue I wrote is much better than my old one, obviously. And my first Lithia chapter was not as good as the one you guys read, obviously, right? It was not as good, obviously. Yeah. It was not as good, obviously, right? Yeah. But the second draft was a huge improvement on the first draft. Yeah. Why did you rewrite the Lithia chapter? I'll tell you a story. I remember when when I started my YouTube channel back in 2015 when I was like 23. I was a kid, obviously. I remember those days. I'm saying, yeah. I remember when I talked about I'm currently writing a novel. Yeah, at that time I was on the Lithia chapter. I was like 4 chapters into my book at that time, and I talk about how I'm very creative and everything. Obviously, my my stepfather, he deleted my file on the computer. Obviously, so he deleted my file twice actually, right? He deleted my Lithia chapter somehow got deleted because he did something with the computer, and I was so pissed off. And I ended up rewriting Lithia chapter, and because he deleted it, my chapter 4 chapter, I rewrote the chapter, and it was much better than even the old one I wrote. Yeah, with Tactius. So I initially you didn't have the part about like Tactius, how your sword and everything. No, it was, I don't remember. Did I? It was a different chapter with your chapter, and I rewrote the whole thing. It was much better than my old draft, man. So it got protected. I ended up writing an even much better chapter 4 Lithia draft. Obviously, I ended up writing a much better what? A much better what? Chapter. Sarah? Yeah, Ivan, you showed us quite a bit of spoilers. We still don't really know what's going on. Yeah, you don't, because I'm jumping all over the place in my book. And you don't really know what's going on in my book, obviously. Sarah. Yeah. I could show you guys one more scene. That's one more scene. Maybe the Lithia chapter scene, or what was Cyrus no more. But I mean, yeah, I can show you guys one more scene. But that's it, guys. After this, I don't want to show you guys more. I want to spoil story for you. That's why I'm not showing. I haven't shown Volume 3. No, guys, I'm not going to show you Volume 3. I don't want to spoil story for you. I'm going to put it on this screen because the widescreen thing, sometimes it goes upside down. I don't know which way is right. So hopefully you guys can still read it well, right? I won't show you a big scene in the story because I don't want to spoil story for you. But I mean, when you read those scenes, these are not even my big scenes. You're going to be hooked to get me because my book is sick, obviously. And after this, that's it, guys. I want to show you guys more. I don't want to spoil story for you. The good thing about the computer is I can search for the text and everything. Ivan, how much pages are you on your book? I'm at 618 pages. But after they edit Volume 3, it'll be like 850 pages around there. Because you have the spacing, right, for the sentence structures. Yeah, it'll be like an 800-page book. My book's about 200,000 words. So it's a long book, right? It's a long book. It's a 200,000-word novel. Wait until it loads. I can show you two scenes with Papyri and Tactius about the training thing. I can show you one scene in maybe Lithia, and that's it. I won't spoil story for you. Wait until it loads, guys. And after this, guys, I'm serious. I'm done. I can't show you guys anymore because I already spoiled a little bit of the story for you, man. But you don't know what's going on. But I mean, I don't want to spoil the story for you, so I'm sorry. Save. Okay. I could show you this scene. Oh, sorry, I'm going down. I can show you this scene here. Okay, I'll show you this scene here. You can read. I'm gonna put my phone as back as I can, that way you can read it well. Can you guys read it well? Yeah. You can pause and read. This is What Was Size No More Volume 1. You can read that. You can read it. And when you read, this is not even close to one of my most entertaining scenes, guys. This is Volume 1, and when you read this, you're going to be hooked again, too, because my book is sick. It's a masterpiece. It's money, you know what I'm saying? I'll scroll down. This is about Papyri and wanting Tactius to train. I was almost a not really a big spoiler in the book. Right? You can read this. You can read that. I hope you guys can see it well. I put my phone back, so you guys should be able to read this all right. Read this part here. All right, and I'll show you this part here. And then that's it, guys. Hopefully you can read it well. Well, I don't want to spoil stuff for you. I don't want to show you the wolf scene. Yeah, you can read that. And that's it for the Volume 1 scene. Anyway, this is not even close to being one of my most entertaining scenes. And when you read this, guys, you're going to be hooked again, too, because my book is sick, obviously. Oh, your book is sick. I know, it's constantly entertaining when you read it. It's just... you keep reading and you're hooked, man. Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, I'll show you one scene in the Lithia chapter. But what scene? I don't want to spoil too much of the story for you in the Lithia chapter, but I mean, I can do the scene when Tactius does chores. Yeah. This scene's not one of my most entertaining scenes at all, but still entertaining enough. This is more of the romantic stuff, right? Well, not really romance, but I mean... okay, I'll start from this part here. You can read this scene here. Ivan, is this one of your most entertaining scenes? No, it's not. In the Lithia chapter, this is not even closely one of the most entertaining scenes, but when you read it, it's still good enough, entertaining enough to keep you hooked. Because I'm a genius, obviously. I know how to what. But you guys do obviously catch a bit of Sins of My Dog, but it's still amazing when you read it, right, guys? This is volume 2, the Lithia chapter. I'll show you guys. You can read that. Hopefully you can see it well. I'll put my phone a bit more back so you can see it well. And that's it, guys. I'm not showing you guys anymore after this. You can read this. Is this one of your most entertaining scenes in Lithia? No, it's not. This is not even close to one of my most entertaining scenes. But still entertaining enough to keep you hooked, obviously. You can read that. And then... yeah, this scene's pretty funny. Yeah. Is this one of your most entertaining scenes? No, guys, it's not. This is not even close to one of my most entertaining scenes. But it's still entertaining enough to keep you hooked because I'm a genius. My book is sick, obviously, right? Keep reading. All right, I'll show you this scene here. And then I'll skip a little bit of the paragraphs. I don't want to spoil too much of the story for you. I'll skip a bit more of the next paragraphs. Skip it. That way you guys don't really know what's going on, right? I skipped a bit of the scene when they talk to the woman. Okay, I can show you this scene here. And after this, that's it, guys. I don't want to spoil the story for you. Is this one of your most entertaining scenes of the book? I even know it's not even close. But so entertaining enough to keep you hooked. You can read that. Okay, you can read this here. And that's it, guys. Okay. And then that's it, guys. I'll show you this scene here. You can read that, and that's it. And that leads into the rest of the story. I don't want to spoil the story for you. And that's it, guys. Hopefully you can read it well, guys, right? You can read it, guys? Yeah, we can read it, Ivan, yeah. And that's it, guys. So I showed you a bit of volume 1 and volume 2. Obviously. I showed you the scene when Pari wants Tactius to train him. And the scene when they talk to the woman. Well, I skipped the part when they talk to the woman. I don't want to spoil the story for you, but you saw a bit of that scene when Tactius was doing chores for Eli, picking the fruits off the trees. Yeah, for the gardens, Yeah, they make our famous Saturday fruit pies. Yeah, your book is sick, I know. Obviously, you read the scene when they talk about the Tachyon is like, you need confidence. You have to have confidence in yourself, Papyri. Because Papyri is like is shy around Belle. He's like, how am I supposed to train you if you don't have confidence with women? You know what I'm saying? That leads into the rest of the Lithia chapter. I don't want to spoil story for you. And those scenes, guys, are not even close to one of my most entertaining scenes in the book. And yet, when you read it, you're still hooked. Yeah, and I'm still hooked. Yes, my book is sick, man. It's massive. It's money's in it. It's I mean, your book is sick, I know. It's constant entertainment when you read, guys. I'm not lying. Everything I showed you guys entertain. Yeah, I were entertainment. How the fuck you do that, man? Your character just got alive at a page. I don't know. It's a gift I have. Alright, that was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? These horrid gardening clothes, I know. Because Belle does like Papyri a little bit too. So I'm gonna say I won't spoil the over you, and she's a bit nervous. Papyri's nervous, and Tachyon is like, hold yourself together, Paps. You know what I'm saying? Because he's nervous around Belle, yeah. Does Papyri become a changed man? In yes, he does. That's why it's a masterpiece, man. This the Papyri guy Tachyon met as a farm boy is also changed too when you read volume 3. I won't spoil the That's why my book's a masterpiece, man. Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna go upstairs and get some coffee. We'll be back in a sec. We gotta join the show. And that's it, guys. I don't want to show you guys anymore. I don't want to spoil the story for you, man. You'll see when you read my book. Alright, guys, I'm going upstairs to make my fresh coffee. In 10 minutes, I'm going to go upstairs and get my coffee. Oh, your book is sick. I know. I love your book. You know what I'm saying? These horrid gardening clothes. I know, man. Your character's up on a page. I know. It's a masterpiece, my book, man. Yeah. Your book is sick. Yeah, those scenes I showed you guys there are not my big scenes. Those are like side scenes. They're not like big scenes, obviously. It is a big part of the plot, but they're not like the most entertaining scenes. You guys see what I'm saying? Yeah, that's why you can also argue the Lithia chapter is better than Taxes Alone. Because the Lithia chapter, you get a bit of the romance stuff with the woman and Tachyon of Papyri a little bit. That's why I skipped the other dialogue with it. The stuff when they talk about the men and everything, I didn't show you guys those scenes because I don't want to spoil the story for you. Obviously. So the first scene I showed you, that's volume 1, when Papyri wants Tachyon to train him, and that leads to the rest of the story. I don't want to spoil the story for you. And the other scene is the Lithia chapter. That's volume 2. Obviously. Alright, man, your book is sick, I know. And when you read that, the characters jump on a page and you're hooked again reading it because my book is sick, man. Everything you read, you're just hooked to read the page. This is for Lord of the Rings. I know it's for Lord of the Rings. It's for Lord of the Rings for you. This is for Lord of the Rings. I know it's for Lord of the Rings. It's masterpiece, my book, man. It's a book worth billions. I love your book. You know what I'm saying? I know. These horrid gardening clothes. I know. Hold yourself together, Paps. You know what I'm saying? Because Papyri was sweating. You know what I'm saying? He's nervous. Yeah. Around Belle, obviously. I don't want to spoil the story for you. Yeah. It's like, Tack, I'm trying, okay? Yeah. Papari, Takis is frustrated with Papari because he's not great with women. Whereas Takis is amazing with women because he's a prince of saying he's a handsome prince. And like Papari's attack, I'm trying, okay. You know what I'm saying? They talk about Cornelius and what does that mean? I don't want to spoil story for you. See what I mean? That's why I didn't show you the rest of the scene. Because I don't want to spoil story for you. Because I only showed you the beginning of that scene and I skipped the part when they talk to the woman. But I don't want to spoil story for you and I skipped a few paragraphs and yeah, as you guys prep, right? I don't want to spoil story for you. Sarah. When you read that, you're gonna be hooked too. And those are not even my most entertaining scenes, guys. Not even close to be my most entertaining scenes in my book, but still entertaining enough to keep you hooked. I'm a genius, obviously. How about that rest now, Sirius? Alright, what happens before that? I don't want to spoil the story for you, so you don't make me the book. How about that rest now, Sirius? You know what I'm saying? Pari wants Takis to train him. You're just a boy who grew up in a farm, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not much younger than you by the looks of it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Takis is an arrogant, cocky prince. Yeah, like who do you think you are, Papari? You're a farmer. A boy who grew up in a farm, and you want me to train you? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I want to spoil the story, you see what I mean? And Sirius is very upset with Papari when he eavesdrops. And yeah, what happens with that? Well, you'll see what I mean when you read the Lithia chapter in the next volume. All the questions get answered. I don't want to spoil the story for you with Sirius and Papari. Their argument, yeah, I don't want to spoil the story for you. That's why I didn't show you those scenes. I don't want to spoil the story for you. So what you guys read there, that's the chore scene that Takis does for Eli. He has to pick like fruits from the trees, and the women do gardening work in Saphius. Takis works for Eli. Yeah, that's the scene, obviously, right? I didn't show you the whole scene, but I show you snippets of it. I won't spoil the story for you. Yeah. Your book is sick. I know it's the best fantasy novel written. So everything I showed you guys, after this I'm done, guys, by the way. I'm not showing you guys anymore. Everything I showed you guys impressed? Yeah, we're impressed. Your book is fucking sick, I know. Your book is amazing. It's sick. And yeah, it's more entertaining than Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings. Yes, it is. Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones may have richer choice of words, dialogue, and everything, but you don't get the same feeling when you do read my book. My book, you get a different feeling. The characters jump on a page. He's horrid gardening clothes. I'm saying, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Hold yourself together, Paps. I'm saying, yeah, my characters jump on a page, and it's a masterpiece, but my book is sick, man. Amazing story. Amazing stories, I'm sorry, my book. I mean, amazing story. Masterpiece. Obviously. Let me say, guys, my coffee is ready. I want to go upstairs and get my coffee. Almost done, guys. I'll make a 1 hour video when I'm done, guys. Don't hate me, son. Alright, guys. Sorry for the long wait. I have to wait for my coffee to brew. Almost done here, guys. Yeah. So you guys waited, I don't know, like 6 minutes. Sorry for the wait, guys. I'm Hamilton. Yeah, man. Alright, your book is sick. I know my book is sick. It's a masterpiece, man. And now you guys understand why my Samurai Toys are one. Yeah, Ivan, man. Everything you show us, we're impressed. We're just hooked during the page. Yes, everything. Even my scenes that are not as entertaining are still entertaining enough to keep you hooked and turn the pages. The scenes I showed you today are not my most entertaining scenes, not even close. And yes, entertaining enough to keep you hooked. I won't full sore for you, yeah. Yeah, you're such a simple writer. Yeah, I don't use all these big words. I use some pretty. Yeah, even like you're a simple writer with your dialogue and the way you describe stuff, but like it's so beautifully written and your characters just jump on the page. Lord of the Rings is higher quality in terms of the choice of words, the richness of the speech, the in depth of the world building, but it's more dry. Like how you do it, Ivan? It's a gift. I don't know how to do it, man. It's a gift. God gave me the heavenly gift. There you go. Yeah. He's Ivan. I love your book. No, my book is sick, PJ. Yeah, Ivan, your book is a book worth billions. Yeah, it's a book. Xanus is money, man. It's a book worth billions. It's the greatest fast novel written. It's too entertaining. You're on the edge of your seat all the time when you read it. You're just hooked for hours reading it, man. It's a masterpiece, man. Yeah. Yeah, when I read your book, it feels like life hasn't breathed into your characters. Yeah. Your characters come alive on a page. Yeah, I know. When I read these other books, I don't get that feeling. They're amazing books, but it feels dry. I know because I have the heavenly gift that those guys don't have. Don't you understand? I wrote a masterpiece, man. Xanus is money. As I read, he's like, yeah. I was like, Xanus is money, man. Yeah. Yeah. Why is your whole book entertaining? Okay, guys, let me ask you a question. Everything I showed you, are you hooked and entertained reading it? Yes, Ivan. Yes. The whole book is constant entertainment until the end of the book, man. It's crazy. It's not constant. You keep turning the page and you're hooked, man. It's crazy, man. Yeah, man. It's constant entertainment. You can't put it down when you read it. The only way you'll put it down is if you're tired and you're preoccupied, but like when you read it, you're gonna want to know what happens like in each chapter because you're just hooked for hours turning the page, and before you know it, that's why the 800 pages for Xanus are gonna fly by so fast because like you're gonna wish. Yeah, I wish Ivan wrote like a 2,000 page book. I can read this guy's book for hours. Yeah, but my book is only like an 800 page book, but because it's so entertaining and the story is amazing, you can binge the whole thing in 8, 9, 10 hours. 8, 9, 10, 11 hours. You can binge the whole thing, right? Xanus is the kind of book you order your takeout while you read it, man. You read it on your laptop, you purchase the ebook for $22, you read it and you're hooked. Holy shit, man, I wonder what happens next, and you keep reading. And you get your popcorn, you get your pizza, you get your Subway, and you just binge it. You sit on the back of your porch with a beer, and you drink your beer and you read my book and you're just hooked reading it. It's a masterpiece, man. Because I know how to control your mind and keep you hooked. I have the gift. Why? How the fuck do you do that, man? It's a gift I have. God gave me the heavenly gift. Don't even say, yeah, God gave me the heavenly gift, yeah. Yeah, the Lithia chapter, Ivan, looks amazing. Oh yeah, the Lithia chapter is arguably the best one in Volume 2. Or you can argue Tacitus or Colonius. Tacitus Colonius is more drama. Tacitus or Colonius is a drama chapter. Is the hardcore drama chapter. The Axis of Cyrus is also drama too, as you guys read, obviously. Some sections of it, some Sarah. Yeah. And that's it, guys. 0. I'm not showing you guys anymore. I won't spoil story. I haven't chosen Volume 3. No. I'm not touching Volume 3. I don't want to spoil story, man. Sarah. Yo, Ivan, your prose is so beautiful, man. I know my prose is beautiful. Like the way you structure Your writing, man, it's beautiful, man. And the characters just come alive. How do you do that? I don't know. These horrid gardening clothes. I said, that was sick. I know my book is sick. I said, please, this is Lord of the Rings. Oh, I know, please, Lord of the Rings. Yeah. Yeah. Ivan, did you struggle writing Xanus? No, I didn't. I wrote it with ease. I'm not lying, guys. I did not struggle writing Xanus. I had writer's block in a few chapters, obviously, but what I showed you, I wrote it with ease, man. I barely did any editing for my writing. I polished up a few things here and there, but I rewrote a few chapters, but like I wrote Xanus with ease, guys. Like I didn't struggle writing it. I just wrote every day. I would dedicate 5 pages. I kept writing, and I read it, and it's amazing. And I just kept writing, and I'm like, yeah, I wrote a masterpiece. I wrote it with ease, guys. I'm not lying to you guys. What I showed you, I wrote it with ease. Yeah, man. I didn't struggle writing Xanus. Sincere, how the heavenly gift. That's why I write. Yeah, yeah. John is like, your book is sick, man. I know my book is sick. Imagine that scene with the chores and everything, and you have a bit of the romance thing going on there. I'll be adding a few more things in the movie to make our answer. Because man, you're looking at a masterpiece, man. I was saying the woman like the man, and then he does chores for Eli. I'm like, yeah, man, this is gonna be better than my Lord of the Rings, Ivan. I know, Peter. Picture something like Erwin and Aragon for that scene. You know how Erwin liked Aragon? She gave him that drink in Return of the King. You know, saying, yeah, I think something like that for my movie, man, with a little bit of the subplot of the romance. Because that scene, you do get a bit of it. I skipped the part when they talk to the woman. I don't want to spoil much of the story for you, but I don't want to spoil the story for some center. And that's it, guys. I really mean it, man. Zero. I'm not showing you guys more because I already showed you guys enough. You guys are buying my book. I don't want to spoil the story for you, man. You see what I mean with my book. Masterpiece, man. You know. And now you guys believe me when I say Xanus is the greatest fantasy novel written. It's better than Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings. Like, no, Ivan, it's not. Well, be honest, guys. When you read my book, do you get a different feeling? Are you more entertained compared to reading Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter? Yeah, Ivan, we are. Yeah, be honest. You have a much better experience reading my book than those books. A better experience reading my book than those books. Ivan, man, your book's not normal, man. Like it's different, man. Like it's unique and different. I don't get that feeling out of the other books. I know how you feel. That's why I've been writing you guys for years. Saying this is #1 because I knew it was unique. Because while I was writing my book, I was reading Lord of the Rings. I read Narnia. I read other fantasy books, and I'm like, yeah, I don't get the same feeling reading these books compared to my book. And I knew my book was #1. Obviously, yeah. Yeah, but I don't get it. Like these other authors, they write dialogue and they have richer, higher quality word choice, richer speech, richer descriptions of the world building, but it feels dull, a bit more dull and dry. When I read your book, it's more simple when you describe stuff. You don't have your words are not your dialogue choice of words is not as rich as these other books, but like it's more entertaining and it feels like life hasn't been onto your page of your book. I mean, how the fuck do you do that, man? It's a gift, guys. God gave me the heaven. I don't know how I do it. I don't know. I just write, and life is breathed into the page when I write. I don't know how the fuck I do it, man. Yeah, I have no idea. Read Ivan, your book. Ivan, you're talented, Ivan. I know, VJ. God gave us the gifts. That's why we're both talented, sweeties. Sarah. That's why the gates won't control your brand, Ivan. But zero, the brand's mine. You're not touching it. There you go. The Blaze is for me, VJ. It's not for you. You're not touching my money. There you go. Yeah, I understand why the gates won't control your book, man. That's a fucking $1 billion story. Yes, it is. It's a story worth billions. It's better than Avengers and all these movies that came out. The Dark Knight. The Gates know that. That's why they want to control my brand because they know I wrote an IP. I own an IP worth billions. It's worth billions because I wrote it and I have the keys, but it's also an IP worth billions, man. Well, Ivy makes his billions off his book. He starts from suit with VJ. They can fund Xanus for $3 billion. Give Peter Jackson what gives another budget. He can sell he can put $500 million towards this amazing game. He can sell his merch. And that's billions from VJ. We want to control that. Yeah, but you're not touching my money. Zero. That money's from me, VJ. It's not for you. You've been taking money from me when I'm poor my whole life. And you kept me poor for 40 years, and you won't let me be part of your rich life. You think I'm going to let you take my money? You're crazy. Like, you're not touching my money, man. You dupe Victoria Justice, you're not going to dupe me. And there you go. I'm not going to have you do like that, man. No way, man. No, I am saying, yeah. Sarah? Yeah, man. And that's it, guys. Zero, I'm not showing you guys anymore. I don't want to spoil store for you. Oh, I even chose Volume 3. No. Volume 3, I'm not touching. I don't want to spoil store for you guys. You guys assume I'm going to be a book. I don't want to spoil store for you. Ivan, does Eli pay Tactius for the chores? No, he doesn't. Because Eli, as you guys read in the beginning of the chapter, Eli offered them free rooms in his house, but in exchange, Tactius and them have to work for him and do chores. They don't get paid for it though. And Tactius hates doing the chores. He hates being Colonius the farm boy. You'll see when we read the chapter. I won't spoil store for you. Yeah. What do they mean by it when they talk about Cornelius in that scene? I don't want to spoil store for you. You'll see what I mean when you read the chapter. I don't want to spoil store for you. And that ties into a big part of the plot of that chapter. I won't spoil store for you, which leads into Tactius and Colonius. With the spies, I won't spoil store for you. You'll see what I mean with the book. I won't spoil store for you guys. When you read that, guys, were you hooked? Yeah, I was hooked. That's not one of your most entertaining scenes. No, man, not at all, man. And yet it's still entertaining. Even my scenes that are not like big scenes in my book are still entertaining enough to keep you hooked and turn the page, because my book is a masterpiece. It's the greatest fantasy novel written. There we go. Hence why Xanus will be the best fantasy novel written, and it'll be the best movie shows ever made when you guys read my book, obviously. This is I'm signing off. Peace. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Peace out. And no more snippets anymore, guys. Peace out, guys. Don't hate him, son.